The film doesn't explain who this young man is, but we'll call him Gibran. Gibran is 19 years old and lives in an apartment owned by his friend, let's call him Jack, who is now a soldier. He lives with Jack's mother and even considers her his own daughter. In that apartment, Gibran has a unique habit. He often uses binoculars to watch an older woman across the street from him. Her name is Viola. Gibran works as an administrator at the post office. One day, Viola comes to cash a deposit, but Gibran says there's no money in the letter. This confuses Viola, and she immediately leaves. It's unclear where the letter came from, but it's clearly official and stamped with the post office stamp. That night, Gibran returns to his usual routine, watching Viola with binoculars. However, when he sees her in her pajamas, he feels uneasy and stops. However, it seems Gibran can't do without watching Viola with his binoculars. Gibran picked up his binoculars again and watched her. But a short time later, a man came to Viola's apartment and they became intimate. This naturally disappointed Gibran. The next night, the man returned to Viola's apartment and became intimate again. Gibran, displeased, called the fire department and pretended to report a gas leak in her apartment. Gibran's plan worked. Viola and her boyfriend were panicked when the officers arrived. Gibran tried various methods to meet and get close to Viola, even volunteering to work as a milk delivery man for all the apartment residents. While delivering milk to Viola, Gibran was captivated by her beauty, especially when she was still in her pajamas. A few days later, Viola returned to the post office to receive a second letter, but again, no money. She was upset and demanded an explanation from the post office. Although the letter looked official, the post office denied it and even accused Viola of forging it. Viola left in tears. This is where it was revealed that Gibran had fabricated the letter to get to see him. Gibran confessed everything, including his habit of watching Viola with binoculars. Viola was shocked, but also curious about Gibran's intentions. That night, Viola deliberately upset him by calling her boyfriend and making out with him. She also revealed what Gibran had been doing to her boyfriend. He didn't accept this and went straight to Gibran and hit him. Gibran was also warned to stay away from Viola and stop his behavior. The next day, Gibran continued to deliver milk to Viola, but because of the previous night's incident, he looked lethargic with a black eye. Viola asked him what he really wanted. Did he want to be intimate with her? It turned out he didn't want anything. He was just curious and in love with her. The next day, Gibran plucked up the courage to invite Viola to dinner, and she finally agreed. That night, Viola asked Gibran many questions about himself, and the conversation lasted late into the night. Upon returning home, Viola asked Gibran to visit her apartment. Gibran was shaken when Viola invited him to be intimate. He felt uneasy, as if he couldn't, and chose to leave. It turned out that someone was watching Gibran in Viola's apartment. It was Jack's mother. It was revealed that this habit initially started with Jack, then followed by his mother. They found observing others easier than doing it themselves. While leaving, Gibran's binoculars fell, and Viola used them, but she couldn't see him because the apartment lights were off. Then, Viola stuck a note on the window apologizing for making Gibran uncomfortable. At home, Gibran cried for some reason and wanted to leave forever. Fortunately, he was rescued and taken to the hospital. Viola, learning about this, went to Gibran's apartment where Jack's mother told her that Gibran was heartbroken. Since then, Viola has been searching for Gibran but has not found him. When Gibran finally returned home from the hospital, Viola came to visit, but he remained silent and seemed unwilling to be disturbed. Viola realized that Gibran only wanted to protect her and secretly admired her. Gibran felt everything she had felt, even when he was sad. And finally, the film ended.